So if you feel like you're drifting along and you don't have a clear sense of direction in your life and you're feeling lost, understand that it might not be your fault. You know, we live in this modern world that is constantly trying to steal our attention and hold it for as long as they can, right? Social media is just this thing in our pockets and in our lives at all times that can just suck our attention away from us. And when our attention is focused outwardly, it's not focused inwardly on ourselves. And so what can happen is that we can get distracted by all of this noise happening out here, that we don't even have an opportunity or a chance to go within ourselves and to really connect with who we are on a deep, fundamental level, and to connect with our life purpose and what we truly are here to do in this lifetime. And what can happen, especially with social media, is that you can convince yourself into believing that this is what you're here to do, or this is what you truly want, right? Whereas, you know, all of these social media influences that you might be watching and all of this content that you might be consuming is oppressing upon you certain ideas and certain pursuits, such that you might convince yourself that you want that person's life, or you want that identity, and you start to change yourself based on these ideas that are being impressed upon you, right? So it's kind of like an outward in thing where the external world is oppressing upon you certain ideas of who you should be and who you want to become, and certain goals and pursuits, and then you're going out and pursuing that, right? So it's like an outward in type thing. Whereas if you take the opposite approach, where you start inward and then go outward, that is what I believe to be the true way to go about this. And that is where you're going to find your true direction in life, and how you can do away with this feeling of being lost. I believe that when you're feeling lost and when you don't have a clear sense of direction and a clear sense of identity and grounding in who you really are, it's often that you're kind of drifting about on the surface and you haven't taken the time to really go deep within yourself with practices and habits like journaling, meditation, time spent in solitude. So the main one that I wanted to talk about here is actually journaling. This is easily what I've found to be the most effective way to really dig into your own mind and into your own subconscious. So what happens, I believe, is that, you know, in this world, there are so many things, right? So many things happening. And it's like, you know, in your mind, all of these cobwebs start to form. And it's almost like who you truly are deep down at the most fundamental level. And your true path in life and the direction that is waiting for you to pursue deep down within. These things can get clouded in all of these random ideas that might not be yours. And so if you don't actually take the time to deconstruct some of these ideas in your mind, what can happen is that they can inform your reality. They can inform your goals and your steps and your decisions and your path. And you might spend 5 years or 10 years or even a lifetime building a life that is not even truly yours, because you haven't taken the time to really understand who you truly are. Does that make sense? And so there are all of these cobwebs that can build up. And the more you procrastinate this work, this inner work of going within, the more clouded it's going to become in there. The more cobwebs are going to form up, right? And so journaling is such an effective habit for going into your own mind and, you know, deconstructing some of these ideas that are not truly yours, you know, these falsehoods that are impressed upon you by these like social media influences or whatever content that you consume. And so it allows you to dig deeper and deeper into your own mind. And the more you do this, you're going to start to really connect with who you really are. These grounding habits are so important for us to really connect with who we really are and stay grounded in this world, such that we don't drift along here and there based on the ideas of other people and what they tell us we should do with our lives. No, we know deep down what we should do with our lives. It's already there for us to discover ourselves and then make decisions about our lives and about our direction and who we really are and what we were really born to do and what we were really born to create. It's all there waiting for us within. So if you feel lost, or you don't have a true sense of direction in your life, or you don't really truly know who you are, the answer is to go within. And to go within, you need to take up journaling if you haven't taken up journaling yet, right? Also, I do recommend meditation. That's a really effective one. It just, it calms your mind and it allows you to think clearly. But specifically, in terms of finding your direction and your path in life and your true identity, beneath all of the noise, journaling is the most effective practice. And I made a video last week talking about how you can get started journaling, especially when it feels very difficult, because once you get started journaling, it can honestly feel extremely hard, like you're budging a rock, like you're pushing a boulder up the hill, like Sisyphus. It can feel almost impossible. I know when I started journaling, it felt almost impossible. And, this was me about 10 years ago. I was drifting about on the surface, and I had all of these things that I thought I wanted to pursue, and this direction for my life that I was convicted that was my direction, to pursue hospitality and to build this career in hospitality and becoming a hotel manager. And that's what I was born to do. And yet, even though I had that direction for my life, I still felt lost, because that wasn't my true direction, and I needed to find it within myself. So I took up journaling as one of these practices to really dig into my own mind. So understand that it really is such an effective practice for doing this, for really finding your direction in life and really understanding who you are at a deeper level, and then walking this journey, right? Because once you go to that place and once you really find this true version of yourself, you don't feel lost anymore. In fact, you feel connected to something much greater than yourself. You feel like this world is a great play that is unfolding in real time, and you're one of the main characters. And your life purpose is extremely important, and your life is destined, and that you're here for a reason. And you must pursue that, right? So I really hope that this video helped you to kind of overcome this feeling of being lost and drifting around and not having a clear sense of direction. The direction is inward. The direction is inward always, okay? So hopefully that helps, and definitely take up journaling. And if you have any questions with journaling or any of these things that I've talked about, definitely leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget, the journey has only just begun, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.